Welcome, everyone, to Fated World's Monsters and Other Childish Things. How are you all?
Hello.
Hi.
Very childish and a little bit monster-like. So
Excellent. That is a perfect mix. Um, so, let me see. Uh, did you? We had a homework assignment of answering some some questions about our characters. Uh, did you want to jump like right into that, or
Yeah. Yeah,
okay?
let's jump right into that. There. You volunteered to go first.
Oh, I did. Okay. Uh,
You just did by bringing it up.
yes, yes. I see. I see how that went. Okay. Um, I can. Let me see. Okay, there we go. I have the questions in front. Okay. So, where I lived last, I think it was like a planned community called Blunthaven. Um, yes, yes, it's very close to Bloodhaven, where Nightwing, was all.
Oh no,
Uh,
I was thinking blunt as in the marijuana cigarette.
yeah, but no.
Okay.
The other kind.
uh, but yeah, it has like it has references. Um, uh, and I think I've been at the school for I think this is my second year. Um, I'm at the school because I'm essentially ward of the state because my parents died in front of my eyes, um, and my goal is justice against all bullies everywhere, or at least the ones at the school. Um, and I'm I'm not in love with the fear I came up with, but uh, what I have right now is uh, just uh, riding in vehicles, especially like in the back seat. 'Cause I'm thinking the way my parents actually died was in a car accident, and I was in the car, but I was more or less fine because I was in the back with my seatbelt, and uh, uh, tragedy occurred. Uh, who's next?
Anyone
you
volunteer?
decide. I mean, I can
I don't
go
ha-
next.
I don't have a fear yet. I'm still.
Okay. I'll give Jean some time.
Okay.
So go ahead.
But
All
but
right.
wait, is your fear that you won't be able to come up with a fear in time? Okay.
My fear is
Uh,
that my iPad update meant that I can't make windows smaller in side by side now.
okay.
It's a very specific fear.
All right. So, my character, Mary Smith, went from one board school to the next because the parents always worked and didn't have time for children, always traveling around. And she has been on on this board school since she went to middle school. So I think it was 2 years in this case. And yeah, her goal is to learn about monsters and to know why they're here, what they are, how they work, and why they do stuff that they do. And her fear is finding out that monsters are actually nothing but a bane to humanity because she really likes monster and loves a monster. But if that would be the case, that would be a problem, to say the least.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Your go, Jean.
so it's all 5 questions. Where they lived last, how long they've been. So I think they last lived in Saskatoon. I think they've been here about 3 years. Transferred midwinter. And I can send you these. You don't have to type them down.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're at the school because an aunt lives nearby who also went here. Their one goal is to solve a great mystery or discover how to make magic real. And their one fear is that their parents won't send for them after they graduate or on vacations, because sometimes they don't.
Okay. So, does Simon use they them pronouns?
I think it's a he.
Okay. Making sure I get everybody's pronouns right.
I'll try to play outside the box this time. There it goes.
All right. So, I have some other questions. You guys
Wait,
answer.
that's not fair.
You said you want surprises. I'll screen cap it.
The
I
pressure.
wasn't going to surprise you with big backstory questions. So, at least one of you is on a sports team. What sports do you play?
Badminton.
Wait, what?
At least one of you is on a sports team.
On the sports team. Ah, I see.
What
I
sports do you
played
play?
badminton, the national sport of Canada.
Okay.
Okay. I was afraid that question was going to get batted around. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop. Well, maybe.
No, don't. You can't.
Okay.
I mean, it would kill you. Literally.
I mean, if sports, there would only be one thing. It's be football, like the real football, not hand egg.
Okay. So that would be.
So we don't all have to be on a sports team. It's at least just one of us, right?
No,
Okay.
just one of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I don't think Robin is on a sports team.
Okay. At least one of you needs extra tutoring. What class do you need that tutoring for?
I'm a genius. I don't know what you guys do.
Hmm.
I mean, it could be sports, and that's why I'm on the sports team.
Just make this a sports-based game.
Oh,
This is now just a game about sports.
Is there
Yeah.
something to do with hands, like something in the US system, like subject where you
With
have
hands?
yeah, like
Like
art
wood
or something.
shop.
Yeah, wood shop or home ec.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, well, I could do that. Like my character is fine equipped for everything in school except that. Like hands is skill 1 and has nothing in there that is any better. So that would work.
Okay. So Robin, what club are you in?
Is
Occult
there,
club.
yeah. Is there like a junior crime solvers club? Probably not.
The newspaper.
Yeah,
News-
you could be in the newspaper.
Okay. Yeah. He sometimes does reporting for the school newspaper.
Okay. I'm still in the process of doing this map, but I'm going to move you guys from your monster page over here.
No, my monster disappeared.
Okay.
It still
Oh.
exists. It's just on a different page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just at some point I should copy paste it into the character sheet somehow.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and I
This,
feel I feel lame for asking this, but Adazer, what is your character's name again?
Simon.
Simon.
I saw those question marks when I opened Twitch.
Okay. I'm
Simon
fixing
and
that.
Robin, right?
Yes.
Oh, can you make all our character sheets viewable by everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would prefer that.
Yes, I can do that. Give me a sec. Edit.
It's
Figure
way
out.
easier for me to record everything if I can just read it sometimes.
Yep. Okay, there you go. That's one. That's two. That's three. Everybody should be able to see everybody else's character sheets. At least the names.
I think I added my monster's name in there too, so that get
Okay.
this one also in there. Huh.
Okay, so here's the grounds of, well, part of the grounds of Happy Hill Boarding School and College Preparatory Academy for students in need of support lower school. Most people just call it Happy Hill because it's a hell of a name and it's bad for acronyms. The acronym would be
Yeah.
CPA.
yeah. Yeah.
Did you write that down somewhere?
Is what it would be. It's bad.
I would make a funny running gag if one of our characters would always just call it like that.
There.
Hipsksupassens.
Yeah.
Or the pupils or have a call it like that as a joke
Oh, there it is.
and drive the teachers mad with it.
Okay.
Would it be okay if you copy pasted that into chat so I can put it on my character sheet? I can't.
Yes, I can. I know it's very long. Preparatory is spelled wrong there. It's spelled correctly on Roll20. It's spelled wrong in the copy paste.
Okay.
So.
I'm just gonna call it Happy Hill.
Yeah, you can also do that. We're under no obligation to call it its full name every time.
Okay. Oh, that might be a funny running gag.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to call it its full name every time.
Oh, okay.
I think that's hilarious. You guys don't need to.
I think I'll just stay with Hipsumsabsabs.
Okay. What is the homeroom that you all share? Somebody came up with that. Mr. Jefferson.
Yes.
I guess I should have a last name, huh?
Well, maybe nobody knows your last name.
It's just the Robin.
Maybe you just say that your last name is Wayne, and it's not, but nobody knows what it really is.
Well, I mean, I don't actually think it would be a mystery. Like I might not tell anybody, but like the school would know.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
I mean, it would be fun if it would be just a really weird name. That's why you keep it secret as good as possible.
Or the fact that it's really normal and you want to make it seem more mysterious, like that you're always lying about what your name is.
I'm also thinking of Robin Sparkles, which is
Oh God.
from a long-running comedy, uh, and Robin Graves, uh, uh, partially because of the play on words, and I may have to go.
What about Tucker Man? I just
Robin
really
Tuckerman?
weird. Yeah, I don't know. Robin Tucker Man sounded good for some reason
Hmm.
in my head.
Well,
Just reading a list right now.
unless and until I come up with something better, is Robin Graves.
Okay.
For good or real.
So, it is the beginning of the school year. It's maybe like the beginning of September. Um, you were in the same homeroom for the first time. You probably know each other because the school's not that big. Um, do any of you actually like? Do you think that any of you have actually like had classes together and like hung out before?
I think Simon and Robin might be friends. They both seem nerdy as hell and willing to get into mysteries together.
Sure.
Maybe I'm reading into your character wrong, but
Well, I think that Robin does, some of the loner brooding thing, but not so much that he doesn't have friends. Like it's not,
Mhm.
uh, he's not like the complete lone wolf that will never interact with anybody. That would be terrible.
it's not a great character trait for an RPG.
No.
I've played with people playing characters like that. Never.
It's bad.
Yeah, not great.
I think I don't know. My character might be that kind of on-off relationship person. When she's interested in someone, then she's hanging around with that person a lot, and as soon as it's not interesting anymore, then it gets less and less. So I don't know. Would be I think I haven't done too much with you guys at this point, and that you might spark the interest like in the near future, and then
How long have you been at the school, Mary?
2 years.
Okay, so we all came in about 2 years ago, which means we probably had like maybe went through initiation together or
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
We definitely met and definitely know each other, but that might be it.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it sort of makes sense to not know Mary as well because at age 11, girls are icky. I'm sorry. It, it's not for any
using
good
Dorothy.
reason
I'm
at
like,
all.
they're just people.
Yeah.
Oh, you are 11.
Yes.
I should probably make my character 11 then too, because wouldn't make sense to be 2 years older and in the same homeroom, right?
Oh no, it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there were kids like just because you're all in the same grade doesn't mean you're all the same age. I
Yeah.
was 16 when I went to high school. No, that's not right. 14, 13.
Yeah, but it wouldn't fit
One
the
of those
character.
ages.
Would
Somewhere in
fit
there.
fit the character to be like in a low grade and at a high age, like in that
No, that's what I'm
regard.
saying. Like there can be like when there can be a couple years difference in people's ages depending on when in the year they were born and whether they started kindergarten at 4 or at 6 or at
Okay.
3. Yeah. So, but if you want to change. I'm just saying you don't have to.
Mm,
It's not as strict here in the States. It's a lot of wiggle room.
I
Yeah.
see. Well, I might have to give up the 29th of February birthday then. That's a shame.
Oh no.
Yeah, like you don't have to.
Keep it.
Nah, that doesn't make sense, and I think would make
And
sense
also
to
in
mark.
this world, maybe leap year started 2 years earlier.
Maybe the calendar's just different.
Yeah.
Nah. It's just
Leap years every 6.5 years. Don't question it.
Wait, 6.5?
I said don't question it.
Now it's been questioned.
Nobody asks any questions during this game.
actually, could I just be 10 years old? That would make sense. Or I
Yeah,
make
you
just
could be 10.
I just make it 9 years old, then I'm at 39th again.
Okay. Yeah, you're 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of being too old, you're too young.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
That fits the character better.
Oh yeah, because Prodigy, right? Like very smart.
I was thinking the band, and I was like, how does that play into this?
Okay. Okay. We Gucci.
Okay. You. Okay.
We did it.
So I have one final character question that I am gonna spring on you, and that is, since Robin and Simon know each other like decently well, what's for both of you, what's one thing that the other person knows about you that nobody else does?
Ooh.
I think they just know I have a monster. Is that possible, or are monsters secret from each other?
I mean, monsters all know each other.
Right.
So other monster. So if you have a monster, you're gonna know if another kid has a monster.
Oh, okay. So it's like all the X-Men stories, like it's the kid that sees you that also secretly has a power. Like there is no
Yeah.
if you're this kid. Okay. Hmm. I think Robin knows that I have a twin sibling that my parents took with them.
Okay.
Like I was the left behind one. Oh, sad.
Um. And I don't know. Do I want to go with I can't. Okay. Well, I can't think of anything better. So, uh, uh, Simon knows that I used to wet the bed before Ursagor came. It was a thing.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm sorry and lame. What was yours again? I'm gonna write it down.
I have a secret twin.
Secret twin. All right.
Okay.
Now part of Exo memory.
That. I've got like 3 different planning TXT files up right now, so I'm trying to arrange them so I can see you guys and them and the map.
Well,
The classic struggle of limited display space.
yeah.
I have a
A sticky
laptop. My
post-it
screen,
app.
my screen is not big enough for this.
There's an app that is it's just post-its, and it's super handy. You like make little post-its and move them around your screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 3 screens and it's still not enough.
Okay, So
Do you use Windows or Apple?
I use Windows.
Okay.
Okay. So anybody have any questions before we actually get started with the game playing?
No, I'll come up with some after probably.
Is it
Okay,
okay that I
yeah.
still haven't read the book?
Yeah. When we get into die rolling, I went and I looked up how the actual one roll engine works. So I have a cheat sheet for myself that
Nice.
I can share.
I bet no time ones.
Yeah. Um. Okay, so it is near the beginning of the school year. You're maybe like 2 weeks in, so it's still early September. Leaves aren't turning yet. It's still a little bit too warm. And um, today is a Friday, and Fridays are activity days at Happy Hill Boarding School and College Preparatory Academy for students in need of support lower school. That usually
Yay!
means that your homeroom teacher assigns you something to do, something outdoors, or something interesting, something that's not a typical classroom activity, and you spend all day doing that.
So either it's
And
going to be awesome or it's going to be horrible.
It's always horrible. Never not horrible.
and last week it was playing soccer against a different homeroom class, and you guys lost.
That was horrible. But
The
not
week
just the
before
losing,
that,
but the playing in general.
yeah,
It was
and
terrible. Okay.
the week before that, it was an assembly where the principal of the school just talked for about 2 hours
That
about
was
the
fine. I got to
expectations.
study.
I probably got called up because I fell asleep.
Only if you snore. Actually, we don't care so much in American schools.
And this week, Mr. Jefferson has divided everybody into groups of 3, and conveniently, you are all in the same group.
Oh, I thought.
Shocking!
What a coincidence!
Yay!
Maybe it's fate.
And every group has been given a section of the campus to map out. It's like some kind of cartography orienteering activity type thing, also to familiarize new people with the grounds. You guys have all been here for like 2 years, so this isn't really that useful for you, but you guys have been given, let me get you a line. You guys have been given from there to there, and nope.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it a uniform school? Like a prep school has uniforms and stuff? Or is it like
There
free wear on certain days? Or all the time?
there is a uniform. The uniform is mandatory on assembly days and presentation days. Otherwise, you can choose to wear the uniform or not. A lot of people just wear the uniform because they don't want to have to decide what to wear. There's
Yeah.
a dress code if you don't want to wear the uniform.
Okay.
I think my kind of joke is to always not wear the uniform when I'm allowed not to, and also use the rules as conveniently against each other as possible. That
Troublemaker.
And I think uh, often, and including today, where uh, something wear clothes that are like in the same cut as the uniform, but in darker colors.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely have colorways of the uniform, like a different color vest and jacket that I wear on different days. So, like, if you were to look in my closet, it'd be like a tiny butler's closet. It's just all suits and slacks. There's fun clothes too, but maybe I have like a little folding and a little iron. I'm trying to think of how nerdy to make this person. I just want to play a little butler. That's just
Just who you are.
that's who I am inside my own heart.
Well, that's great because I need a butler.
No, thank you, sirs.
So, this section outlined in red, I should probably change this to a different color because this is going to be hard to see if you're colorblind.
Yeah. Also, I is it that just on the road there, the main building to the woods?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then
Just want to make sure the line doesn't go like behind the woods because I can't see behind the
no,
woods. Okay. All right.
it just goes to there. That's where the fence bordering the school is. And that's reasonably lookable
Discotheque.
there. And somewhat reasonable. There you go.
Okay.
So
I think it might be harder to see now, but it's visible
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. If you're worried about colorblind people, think about tones, like dark and light too. So, that's okay.
nope, that's bad. What about that?
Okay, we see the lines across the white. We know that there are lines there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that works. I think.
Yes, there are lines. So they go from this part of the main building down across this area that's parking lot. There are like some trailers out there because sometimes there are some classes that don't have enough space in the main building.
Like candle making.
Yeah.
I took a
there-
class in middle school. It was about candle making. We had a festival.
There's the tiny lake over here. I actually don't know how big this lake is because I wasn't paying attention to scale when I was making this map.
Okay.
And there's just a forest, bunch of forest.
Where's the lake?
Yeah, we can only see the forest
Oh,
for the trees.
dang it! I made a lake. I'm gonna move the forest
Just
around.
move the forest. Okay, it's a good lake. Okay.
Yes.
I see it's
Okay.
right there.
I'm gonna move this up to the token layer.
Ah,
And I'm
okay.
gonna move these back. Okay, can you see the lake
Yes.
now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, the blue lines continued off into the woods. Are we supposed to scout the woods? Because I didn't see the blue lines continuing off into the woods until you moved the tree line, because the blue lines are on the GM
Oh
layer.
my
or the map
god.
layer. Roll 20.
Okay,
It takes
I'm
some
gonna
learning. Once you
move
got
Yeah,
it,
that to
it's
the
great.
front.
Maybe just move the forest to the map layer.
Map layer.
It is on the map layer.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm gonna move this
Oh.
to the. I'm just gonna move everything that's important to the token layer.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, sometimes I do wish there was a second token layer.
Yeah.
So you could
That'd
do
be
like
really
background stuff, icons, and like base pictures.
Yeah. So. Oh, now the road is bad. This is not a good road.
good.
Okay, it's
The road to
something
nowhere.
There.
road
There we go. It's fine.
Okay.
So you've got this part of the parking lot. There's some trailers over there. And you've got this forest bit and this lake and whatever else is in here. That's stuff that you know exists. And you've got a few questions to answer about this area. Let's see. You're supposed to count how many trees are in this area. This is just basically to make sure that you're like doing it and not just hanging
My
out
plan
in the woods.
was to just draw it and then not do it. How did you know?
But what if there are steam tunnels under the pavement?
Why
That'd
would
be
there be
cool.
steam tunnels? There hasn't been a mining. That's the other side of town has them.
I don't know. It'd be cool though.
Yes, it would be cool. I will agree to that. Something they said. Some kids would have found it by now. It's just, there's no mysteries left in these woods.
But what if there are?
Mary, what do you think?
Huh?
I picture like me and Robin have just been bickering, and Mary's like, "What?
I
Do
don't.
you think there are steam vents in the woods?
What is that? Steam? What?
Steam
Steam
vents, vents of steam, where they put tunnels underground, and maybe there's some sort of buried machinery, or perhaps an underground lab of some kind, or just
Ooh.
natural steam vents where the heat from the earth erupts from the earthen core."
Wait, let me check. I like. I'm whispering into something. Let's see. Um, do I get an answer from Uzi?
What are you asking, Uzi?
Um, is there any Stevens here? Like, is there anything like that? Anything mysterious?
There's a bunch of squirrels.
Mysterious squirrels.
No, they are not.
Okay, I'll check the drainage for the parking lot. Is there maybe like first of all, is there drainage in the area that we're looking at or supposed to be looking at? And if so, is there like maybe a sewer or something running underneath?
Is there an underground sewer system for this school? In the woods? Maybe.
So you guys are like in the middle of the parking lot, like here, right?
Yeah, we haven't left the parking lot yet.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're at the edge of the parking lot in the woods, and Robin's looking for drainage, and Mary's whispering into their hand, and I'm trying to think of if in the Cold War they would have put bunkers out here for the school. So I'm like sketching what a bunker would look like. We're not doing any of our homework.
There's like a drainage thing, like in the middle of the parking lot. Like the parking lot slopes down to this, so water runs into it.
Uh-huh.
This is just a van. I'm just on a van.
Can a 9 to 11-year-old fit inside sewer grate?
No, Uzi could
Good.
definitely fit. That's because Uzi doesn't have a defined shape.
Yeah. He could fit literally anything.
Gonna pull these out that I made my point.
Is it large enough to stick my head in? If I took off the grate.
No, you could stick your hand in. You stick your hand and arm in, but you could not. Your head is too big.
Okay.
That's the water going into it.
Okay. Well, I will try and take off the grate and feel around.
What do you do? Stop it! We're supposed to be mapping.
Exactly.
Like just pulling out the homework myself. Do you know how many trees we have to count? I don't. That's why we have to count them.
But there's nothing mysterious about counting trees.
There's nothing mysterious about a parking lot grate.
How do you know? It's underground.
How do you know?
It could have all sorts of mysterious things down there.
It's in the woods. You've seen Stranger Things. Watched it in a sleepover. We really shouldn't have watched it in a sleepover. Much too young.
Yeah,
there's a lot of cursing
scary.
in that show.
There's a lot we shouldn't have watched.
Yeah. There were things. Strange things.
You've seen the strangest things. That knockoff Nickelodeon show.
Oh. I haven't actually. I have
No,
seen
that was
Stranger Things, but
in character. I was
okay,
making up a thing that
okay,
wasn't
okay. I'm
Stranger
sorry.
Things
Okay.
that we could talk about without having spoilers for Stranger Things.
So with
That's
my
considerate.
with my great drawing skills that are superb and not from this earth, without the names, I like started drawing something that you know just about that came out of it. Like all the green monsters are just uh without comment. Like it's just like all the green
Not
and the blue.
Japan needs a name.
I think I look at your map and I'm like, there's too much water here. Did you even look at the
Yeah,
trees?
that's not it.
That's not water. That's space without trees.
And like look at the map and like look at the entire forest.
There,
Like,
I mean, like, yes, there is a lake, but there's no islands.
maybe there's
It's
islands in the lake. Let's go to the lake.
that's
Come on.
not supposed to.
And
Come
head
on,
Okay,
to like
hold
don't
on.
be
the
mean.
start of the
I
woods.
tried it. I tried to draw. It just didn't come out as I wanted to.
So Simon is heading into the woods.
Okay,
Yummy.
The woods.
and I'm gonna whisper to Ursagor, uh, could you get me a mirror? Small one.
Kind of mirror.
One that I can fit into the grate so I can map it out. I don't know why I'm fixated on this, but I am.
Sure, sure. I can get you a mirror. And Ursagor
Thanks.
kind of like dances to the side into, into her
Mirror
pocket
man.
dimension and dances out. And the mirror is about that big.
Perfect. Thanks.
It's a little bit sticky.
Hmm.
There's a film on it.
uh, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna complain. Yeah, I'm like sort of curious about what the stickiness is from, but oh well. Maybe I'll find out later. Um, so yeah, using the mirror, I'll try and uh, figure out where the gutter runs, and then I'll go catch up.
Okay. That would be brains plus notice.
Okay. If I'm rolling it, it must be important. Okay. First roll of the game. I'm good at this. Okay.
You got 6
Any
dice in it.
yeah, any modifier?
Nope.
33.
Okay.
Okay.
You got. Okay, so this is
So I did get a
how.
pair, but
Yes,
it's a
you
very
did
low
get a
pair.
pair. You got a low pair. Um, so that's. So here's my flow chart for how you do this. Is are there any matches? If no, you fail. If yes, you go to the second thing. Second thing is what number are those matches? Lower means less success, higher means more success. Three is how many matches are there, and the more matches you have, the faster you do it. So you've got 2 by 2. So you've got a small amount of success, not very quickly. So I'm gonna say you spend about 3 to 5 minutes kind of moving the mirror around. You don't have a flashlight, which would probably be useful during
Yeah.
this. Um, so you see that the water
Well,
would
do I have a
drop
phone?
down. Do you have a phone?
Uh, maybe. I mean, I don't have one on my character sheet or anything, but um, if the
There's no
school
inventory
allows
on your
phones,
character
I'd
sheet.
have
We
one.
we are in the year 2017. Like a pupil doesn't have a phone.
Yeah, you
I
probably
don't
have a
know.
phone.
I mean, do 11-year-olds these days have phones?
No, well, yes, but I don't think they're
Yes.
allowed at school.
Well, I
You're
don't know
probably
about US, but in Germany they are.
you're probably supposed to keep it in your room during during school hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
I
the
have
way
a
to do
phone because I maybe
Yeah, you break
I
the
keep
rules.
yeah. I
Mine's in my bed dresser locked.
I mean I do keep it in like in airplane mode uh, while during the school day because I don't want it to beep and upset the teachers and have them take it away from me. But
Take it away from you.
so I'll use the flashlight function on it to like try and get a better view. But it doesn't change the number of successes or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
uh,
There is definitely something wiggling at the bottom, like in the water at the bottom. There's definitely like weird movement.
ooh. Um, so I get all excited and look up to tell, and then uh, you two have already left, right?
Yeah, we're standing at the edge of the woods, just like I'm counting trees and arguing about water. I'm like, come on, we got homework to do.
I,
Let's
I
also do this investment back to our rooms.
I probably found a mushroom that I've never seen, and I just picking it and putting it in my lunchbox.
I think that one's okay because it has closed gills and no spots. We should check just in case when we get back to the library.
Hey,
Yeah, the library, right?
hey, I found something. There's something down here.
Oh,
Is it space?
oh, I'm in the woods. You come here.
Okay. I'm moving over, like faking interest and failing at that.
I'm sighing and following after Mary. We're never gonna get this homework done. What is it? What did you find?
Oh, there's something,
Where'd you get that mirror?
you know,
Oh,
places.
right. Yeah. I wink.
Yeah, from the mirror store. That's it. Anyway, look.
So I'm gonna look down the hole.
Yeah. Brains plus notice, and I'll give you an extra die because
I
you
have.
know that you're looking for something.
I also have sharing and useful observation from my monster. If that comes into anything.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. That's
Because
why.
they're covered in eyes. I don't know if you guys remember this from last time, but my monster is covered in eyes.
I do
Let me
remember that.
switch back to the
My,
other one for a sec.
my
Just
monster
to
is covered in goo.
Yeah.
And the
Your
goo is
monster
covering
is
more
goo.
goo.
Yeah.
here.
And the eyes are just like two things it holds in its goo. It doesn't actually have eyes.
There we go.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it
they're
forgets
just
and like
dark
it
spots.
slides down. Look at monsters.
Here's everybody's monsters. There's all the eyes. There's the goo. There's Ursicor.
And that's the thing, like, maybe they're all eyes and they just don't have all their eyes open at once. We'll never know. Hopefully.
Okay. I'm gonna shift you guys back up.
The horror, the horror.
Um. Okay. What does it look like when you share with Evie?
Oh, right, because I could possibly get mutated.
Yes.
I think so what I share for observation, I think um I my eyes get just like a little bit bigger, like those photo manipulations where you can put like anime mode on, like they just get like a little bigger, and then from the sides, like more irises come in and just like focus down on it, like in the eyeballs themselves.
Oh boy.
Uh, and then I can just see better because I have more eyes in my eyes.
Yeah,
Like same
well,
orb, more irises, you know.
And like
it's the same orb.
suddenly you see someone interested, like, oh wow, that is cool. Do you mind coming to my room
Yeah,
later?
they're contact lenses. Don't worry about it.
Do you mind coming to my room later? Man?
Uh, like after hours, that's against the rules, and I'm like peering into the grate. So what do I roll to see?
You roll brains plus notice,
Okay.
and I'll give you 2 extra dice.
Okay. Um. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, right. Dun, 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 dun. I don't have anything in notice.
Yeah. And I think I play it off like I don't notice, but I do.
Okay, you got no matches.
4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. I don't see
Clearly, I was
anything.
making it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you have no idea what he's talking about. And
I
there's
like
just a bunch
shake
of
my
water
head,
down
rub my
there.
eyes. I'm like, I don't see anything. Maybe it's just
It
like
was
the
right.
light reflecting down on a puddle.
No, I saw it move.
Well, maybe
It
it's
was right there
wind.
just a second ago.
Could have been wind. Could it have been wind?
It's underground.
It could be like air vents we were talking about before.
Hold on, let me check. I'm gonna look again. Is it still there?
Mary, what do you
Yeah.
see?
It's right there.
I look at you, and then like just going back behind my eyes again, like so I have two normal ones. I'm like, "Mm." Mary,
Hmm. I might drop a coin in down there.
so we know that the other kids have monsters, but we
Yes.
like the monsters know each other, but we don't know the other person's monsters.
Oh,
Unless you've like introduced your monsters to each other.
Okay.
But I mean, you guys have been at the same school for 2 years, so probably your monsters have mentioned like, oh yeah, that kid also has a monster.
Yeah.
But do the
oh,
okay? So they know each other, but do the monsters get along?
Yeah, that's a question.
Yeah.
I mean, they might. The other monsters might be annoyed by the habit of my monster trying to eat them, but
uh, maybe that's why I gave my monster tinsel wings, because they were always like not telling me, but giving me the impression that they're being bullied by another monster. Is
Oh.
always trying to like nibble on them. So I'm like, well, if you can fly, then you can get away. So I made them tinsel wings.
Oh. And do any of the other kids have monsters?
Yes.
Okay.
There are other kids at the school with monsters. Okay, so Mary, you're just dropping Uzi down there?
yeah, well, or at least part of Uzi.
A droplet of Uzi.
Yeah.
Is that one of the traits your Uzi has?
I've
Called
body
duplicitous or
division.
something? Body division.
Nice.
God.
The reconnaissance monster.
Okay, so you drop Uzi down there, or a bit of Uzi down there.
Mm.
Um, and Uzi falls in the water.
Nope.
And how does Uzi communicate with you?
I mean, it depends on what form it has at that point. I mean, there could just be like a small mouth appearing somewhere that speaks with me. It could be like something just printing like an a paper that I see or something like that. Like whatever, like, or just like a radio at somewhere that just talks to me.
Um,
Well, if there's a little mouth, then your ooze makes noise. If your ooze can communicate with the ooze mass, then you could send little oozes out and you could talk to the big part of it and you wouldn't have to be worrying about whether the little ooze is making a noise.
I mean, there could like a mini ooze in my ear that talks to me,
Just
Yeah.
sits there in
like
your yeah.
a mini mouth in there that's
Yeah. So all the ooze could communicate telepathically between each other, but you need to hear the ooze in your ear for it to work.
yeah.
Okay. So you've got like a babblefish ooze just sitting in your ear.
But I think it's funnier that Uzi is not always very concerned about what would be most practical in that situation, but just always finds a way to make it weird.
Yeah, that doesn't sound hard.
um, yeah, so a little bit of Uzi goes down into the grating, and like a minute passes, and then part of the main ooze forms like on the ground into like a shrugging emoji.
I see. Well, let's just check out the woods. I don't think here's anything.
Okay.
I forgot to
But
change my name to Simon.
yeah, Simon, you were pretty interesting back then. Are you sure that you don't have time later?
What? What are you talking about? Interesting. Whatever. I don't care. Like, what do you mean? What? Let's do this. I just head off into the woods.
Like
Come
thinking emoji.
on.
So about counting these trees, is there a way to like estimate how many there are based off of like measuring measuring the space and like estimating tree density, something like that?
Right?
We could.
You are thinking that far.
Well, I
Yeah.
just don't want to stand around counting trees all day.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking we could put on this map. We could take a look around to see if there are any areas without a lot of trees in it, so that could make our calculations more accurate. And I know there's a lake in here somewhere, and if the lake is in our property, then we have to factor in how many trees aren't in a lake, and then take that away from our initial multiplications.
I'll just guess.
Two nerds are just like, mathematically, I think,
Like in secret, I just let Uzi do all the work and count it for real. If it wants to, I hope it wants to, because otherwise I'm gonna be a little bit screwed. But
are you doing a Hansel and Gretel, like, drop a little bunch of oozes, and they all go out and they like count trees in different sections, and then they
yeah,
come
or
back
it might
and
just disperse by
add up.
itself. I don't know.
Well, we have to figure out what it's doing so we know how to play the game.
Okay, so so are you guys working together to count trees, or are you coming up with separate tree numbers?
I think me and Robin are doing maths to figure it out.
I'm just
And
sitting under a tree and thinking about how to get a map without using my hands, because that doesn't work out apparently.
Okay, Robin or Simon, I guess that would be brains plus outthink. We're doing
Rob,
math.
Right.
Robin should go since they came up with it first.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe possible.
Oh wait, actually, should we game this like who is better outthink?
Okay. I have
I have
3 total.
3.
Okay.
Oh no, we're equally matched.
We're equally bad at it.
I have 3 and 3. That's acceptable. It exceeds
Oh,
expectations.
do you have like 3 brains, 3 outthink?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, you're much better at it. I just
Oh,
have
okay.
I just have 3 brains.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will try to outthink.
I mean, I'll come
No
up with a guess too,
modifiers?
but mine will
No.
probably be
Okay.
way off.
Modifiers.
I got a low pair.
Yeah. So
And I was gonna head to the lake too to take that out of our calculations.
yeah, so you get like a very rough estimate, but you know that it's not right because you haven't measured the lake yet.
Okay, well, we have this number, and we can get how big the lake is. I've never been out to the lake. I don't.
Well, we should.
Nature's fun and all.
Okay. We should definitely check out the lake.
I
mean,
usually
both
play in the west.
for yeah. I mean, both for the measurement and it's a lake. Bound to be fun, right?
Yeah, maybe that's where that water came from,
Maybe.
or goes
Might
to.
run. Yeah, it could run out there. I don't know. But we should definitely add. I do on the map. Uh, add the wiggling thing that nobody else could see.
So, Mary, what do you? Are you meditating?
Maddie, what?
Meditating. It's something my aunt does. It makes you more mindful of. Are you trying to meditate on trees?
I might now. That sounds weird and interesting somehow. Okay. Uh, how do I do that?
Oh, I thought you already. What?
It's
We're
like
going to the lake. You
yeah.
can meditate there. It's probably very peaceful and nothing bad will happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be easy, right? You just don't think of anything.
Yeah. You can come with us and not think of the lake.
I'm like, okay. I'm just going over to the lake.
Okay.
Is there a trail from the school to the lake, or is it just like wild woods? Are there
Yeah,
like
there's
walking
a
trails
trail.
and bike trails? Okay.
Yeah, there's a walking trail. Most of it is just kind of like packed dirt, and there are like rocks on the sides to lay out the path. Yeah, so the lake is more of a large pond. It's it's not very deep. There are some turtles.
Cool.
There's like a wooden fence around it to keep kids from going into the pond.
Well, the wooden fence definitely has pieces missing, right?
Yeah, it's like
Or is it
it's
like
not
one of
very
those like
well made.
lines, pegs kind of
Yeah,
fence?
it's like it's super easy to hop. Like
Right.
Okay.
definitely getting over that fence.
Yeah, I don't even slow down when I'm going over the fence. Like, well, over the fence. I should say I could get money.
Yep. Straight for it. Well, actually, no. Straight to the turtles first, and then I'm gonna check them out.
Of course.
Then fence.
Yeah. I have to say hi to the turtles. And I bring out like a roll from lunch. They start tossing in.
If the older children just go over the fence, I do it too. I mean, they will probably know better.
Oh, You're gonna follow us because you think we know better.
Yeah.
We definitely do. Yes, we follow.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're older. We must.
Yeah.
Midwestern freshwater turtles. I'm gonna make this accurate. What kinds of turtles are there?
Yeah. Are there any red striped boxing turtles that maybe people got as pets and then put into the lake because red striped boxing turtles are terrible, mean turtles?
This doesn't have a list of turtles. Why doesn't it have a list of turtles? Okay, here we go. Wild about Illinois turtles. Just say that there's some painted turtles. There's some like box turtles.
I tell Mary to, Mary, you have to be careful with these kinds of turtles. They could snap and you lose the tip of your finger.
I mean, at this point, I would be wondering if Uzi did not want to eat one of the turtles already when he saw them, but so I'm not afraid of my finger getting eaten in that case. Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm like, no, I don't want my finger to get eaten. I need that.
Yeah,
Might
thing
need
you
that later.
do. And I'm like, yeah, you do need your hands.
I mean, not that they're, I don't know. I like looking back at the map that I said. Maybe I don't need them.
It's okay. Luckily, it's a team project. We can take all the facts afterwards and put them together.
And I'll like kind of hover off to the side for a moment and be all, Ursicor, could you
Yes.
could you get some turtle food? I don't know what they eat, but I don't know.
I'm like currently feeding them bread. I'm just like sprinkling on one of the shells and like.
Ursicor leaves and comes back with just like a loose handful of spinach.
Cool, thank you. And I'll start doling it out to the turtles.
Turtles seem much happier with the spinach than with the pieces of bread.
Being sprinkled with bread. Turtles.
And I will share the spinach so that if you want to feed the turtles also. For anybody else.
Okay. I'm going to start walking the fence and trying to get a measurement.
Okay.
That way we can play with turtles afterwards. And then I head off with plans to cheat. So I head along the outside fence, and as I do, like, you can see like squishes in the mud next to me, and then there's like little hot, like quick hot marks, and then it stops for a little bit, and then they land again. You should. I mean, I have these numbers, and I'm just like talking to them, like, I don't know how good they are. If we have factor in the map, and what if there's a ravine that we hadn't factored in yet, and we get those numbers wrong? So I want you to see if you can't just confirm my estimations and fly up over the lake now that it's open and you could really spread your wings. I nudge them and like just my elbow out and like a bush falls over. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Is
so
there
if you could fly up and look. Yeah, I've walked off on my own, I think. Unless you're following after me.
No, bye bye. Like, did Uzi already give me an answer about how many trees are here?
Like 100 maybe. Bunch of squirrels.
Less squirrels now.
Okay.
Squirrels.
So my answer right now is about a few.
Mm-hmm.
Accurate, mathematically sound. Yeah, so I want to have my I'm gonna have Evie fly up and see if they can like fly up and then count the trees as I'm walking along the lake,
Okay.
And
or at
I'm
least see
probably
if there are any other places missing trees.
Okay. I think that would be sight beyond sight for observation. How many dice does sight beyond sight have?
Sure. 3? Is that how it works?
Mm, each.
Oh wait, no, it has 10.
Okay.
Because it's 15 minus 5 for all the skills, and then
Okay. Change that there. Okay.
and I'm gonna try and set up a little race between the a box turtle and a red striped turtle to some of the spinach.
I'm
May or
interested
may
in
not
that.
work out.
I watched that, and I'm like, okay, on which one do you bet?
Oh, it's not a bet. It's science.
Okay. Got 2x4.
I like you.
I guess you're okay.
is one of the turtles like small and pink, made of ooze, but it looks like a turtle?
That one wins.
What a strange species. Okay, so I got a 2x4. So I had
Yes. So Evie comes back down and says, "Well, your estimate is high. There's a house out there."
house.
Yeah,
A new house? A closed house?
an old house.
Oh, kind of like mystery. Is Do you think it'd be hard to get to?
No, it's off the path.
Off the path. We should probably go to the house and measure out the house. I'm just like, yeah, and I'm like circling back around the lake. I'm like, right? Yeah. And I think they nod, but like it's the whole their body just moves independently of the legs, just like rotating on them, like a like an
Like
old
a,
Matchbox car holding the wheels.
or
Yeah.
like one of those drinking birds.
Yeah, instead of the body of the bird, it just spins, and its tinsel wings just glitter. Um, and I'm like, okay, and they like kind of like shimmer and fade into reality, but they're still there. They're just wrapping shadow and light around themselves, like you do.
Mm-hmm. Like you do.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give each of the turtles a D10. I'm gonna see which one does better.
Okay.
So there's
This is
box
box
turtle, red
turtle,
striped turtle, and
this
pink suspicious goo turtle.
Okay, so that was the box turtle. First one's the box turtle. Second one's the red striped turtle. Seems to be doing much better. And then
Makes sense.
there's
Red stripe makes it go faster.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. It's now science. We proved it.
And then
So that's why Ferrari always wins.
now Uzi just barely wins and gets to the spinach and then turns back around and looks hungrily at the other turtles.
Oh no.
Um,
I'm
look,
gonna.
look over there. I say to Robin.
I think I'm intent on rescuing the turtles.
Yeah, I mean, uh,
I mean, I guess I don't necessarily. Well, okay. So what do I know about Uzi at this point? I mean,
oh fuck.
is this just some weird extra turtle that showed up and I don't know, or uh, or has it
Uh,
been 2 years and then I'm like, oh well, I just need to.
I don't know. I've haven't revealed like Uzi to anyone and what Uzi is and what it can do and how it looks because that would be hard too.
We
Because
talked about in character creation, like it can be like shades of pink. It can be very, very dark pink. So when it's trying to pretend to be a person, it can wear like a dark burgundy suit. So it could
mm,
look just like a weird pink turtle
yeah,
that's slightly shiny. And imagine like the fact that it one by one, like they were neck and neck, and then its head just like came out too long, and then like just like snake like looked back over at the other turtles. Like that's not.
Wait.
let's leave them alone. I think they are
Wait, what?
bored by us.
That's not one of the turtles I set up. What is that?
A turtle. It's probably one of
But
those snake neck turtles. Haven't you heard about of them?
it looks awful gloopy for a turtle.
No.
Yeah, that's how they are.
Hmm.
They are very rare. I wasn't expected to see one here. I see everyone, but there's one. Yeah,
Welcome
here
back.
we go.
That was Skype. How I
You know?
using you. It's where my internet went out.
No worries. Um. Hmm. Yeah. I guess I'll like if there's a stick that's like handy, I'll grab it and like very tentatively.
Not even alone.
Okay. Okay. Uh. And does Uzi eat the spinach or no? It's just
Yes.
it's intent on the. Oh, okay.
Uzi eats the spinach and
Right?
then turns back to be intent on the turtles.
Also,
Good
I like
cut.
Okay.
your hat because it's like it looks like a turtle with very sharp teeth.
Is a monster.
I mean, usually
I do
Uzi
love that hat.
doesn't
That's really
show
cool.
teeth, but it just gobbles things up like as a whole.
So what happens?
Yeah,
What
so
does Uzi
unless somebody
do?
is going to step in to stop Uzi, is going to
Yep.
just consume these turtles.
I
Yeah. I'm gonna try and.
I just stand there
Grab...
and pet the turtle and be like, a good turtle, right? You don't do anything. You're not harmful, right?
So one of you wants to save the turtles, and
I
the
do.
other one wants the Uzi to eat the turtles. So what do we do when two players want opposite things?
I mean, I
Um,
didn't want to eat turtles. I was like more like calm down. I was like petting the turtle and say, you wouldn't harm anyone, would you? You're a good turtle, right?
Uzi is hungry. Uzi wants to eat these turtles.
Well, if I can't stop Uzi, then I suppose it's not meant to be. Then I won't stop it. If it's hungry, then it needs to eat.
Okay, how, Simon, not Simon, sorry, Robin,
Uh-huh.
uh, how are you trying to save these turtles?
Um. I think I'm just gonna like pick them up and move them back. I don't know that like I don't think I know exactly how dangerous this situation is. So
Um, okay, so I think it would be some kind of hands roll to avoid getting bit by the turtles.
okay.
It might just be straight hands.
Okay, well, that's bound to go well. Uh, is there okay, well, I'll roll one of the other skills that I don't have anything in, I guess.
Well, I can
Or
roll
is
it
there a way
for
to?
you.
Okay. Yeah, I have two dice.
Um,
Chump.
um, yeah, you get nipped by one of the turtles, by the box turtle.
Okay.
So you're bleeding a little bit.
Ow.
That's probably fine.
I mean, I have.
So I probably dropped that one. Um, like not on purpose, but you know, kind of hard to avoid.
Mhm. Yeah, I think once you drop that one and you're like focused on your hand bleeding, Uzi consumes that one. The painted turtle, the red striped turtle, that one's fine. That one is safe.
Yeah, probably just the head goes a little bit too big and just
Yep.
as a whole
Yeah.
closes around the turtle.
Uh, I don't know. What? No, no, make it. Spit it out. Spit it out. Um, I'm not gonna even attempt to make that happen. Uh,
What do you do when a dog eats something bad? Or a cat? You try to catch it.
Shake a bunch of pennies at it.
uh, I guess I'm gonna just say, yeah. I mean, it matters to me. So, Ursagor, help!
Yeah. Shimmy into the dimension that is Ooze's tummy and get the turtle back.
Maybe.
I just realized both of you have dimension powers. Get dimension powers.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you said your stomach is like a holding place for the things that it eats.
Yeah, it's time and space can be manipulated by Uzi.
Yeah, let's see.
What do you do when monsters go against each other? Is there a quick play mechanic for that?
Yeah, so you both roll, and then whoever has the most width goes first. So this would be strong hugging limbs, I think, versus um,
Oh, those suck.
Is Ooze?
mouth, I guess.
Okay.
Just mouth.
Okay. So I roll
Yes,
10,
you roll
10 feet.
mouth.
I roll mouth. Okay. Oh no, it's wait. I see it's wrong here. It's like mouth is 10, this is 5. Yeah. Okay. No modifier. Wait, that it's weird. Oh no, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does that dice before it, which is
yeah. Can I
Yeah.
also use
Okay.
awesome here?
Um, what would you yeah, so what do you want to change your die to?
It's like the uh the number of dice that are the same, right? So in this case, it would be 3 or would be 5 or 7, I suppose.
because you have two pairs and a triple.
Okay,
Yeah.
Like
so
that's an
So
amazing roll already.
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I can use awesome on every roll, right? So
Um,
might be a waste if I didn't use it.
Or do you have to do something awesome to trigger awesome?
Ah,
so if
okay.
you have awesome 2, then you can, after the roll, you can change any one die number to a different number.
Yeah.
So you
So
could make that 7. So you could make that 2x7 a 3x7 if you wanted.
yeah, that I would do that. I suppose like just the 6 to a 7 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And yeah, I can't even compete. I can get 10-10.
You
Yeah.
know, Ursagor kind of like half shimmies and like kind of half disappears and then comes back and just like, no,
It's
no.
like they open the door and they're like,
That's not gonna work.
Leave the poor turtle alone. It's just hungry. Doesn't
You
know
you
any
should
better.
you should make it leave the real turtles alone.
What do you mean, real turtles? That uh,
Yeah,
you
real
say
turtles
this
don't do
turtle is
that.
you just don't know not about turtles.
I think I come traipsing over and it's like, what about turtles?
That
That goo
he's
thing ate
weird.
one
He
of the
says,
turtles.
yeah, he's weird. He says that turtles
I think you
don't eat
both start
turtles.
talking at once, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I mean, turtles are really exciting. What did you race them? That looks like fun. I
It
found
was,
something
and
even
then
more fun. A mysterious house.
it was, and then the pink one cheated and ate one of the
Oh,
other turtles.
what?
You
What?
you're
I don't.
just annoyed because my turtle won.
I
No,
think
I'd
if
be
it
fine with
eats
that.
another turtle, it should be disqualified.
But it ate it after the raid.
Oh, well then that should be fine.
Yes.
No, it's not fun at all.
Well, the race was already over.
So
My monster also has a giant mouth, so I don't think I have any problem with like a turtle going missing. Like, well, did you want to race again?
no.
I don't. Okay. You want to go look at a spooky house?
Okay.
I like.
Woo. Do you want to bring one of your turtles?
I can bring one turtle. And I take like the one turtle with me.
The big red one.
Yeah.
I've never seen
I
that breed before.
I think I'll just leave the striped one here.
Let's see. Okay. So, we go. We agree, so we do.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, is my hand still bleeding?
Yeah, it's still bleeding a little bit.
Oh, do you need a band-aid? I have a kit for that. And I like open my pack and I have like a little safety med kit. Like it's just got band-aids and Neosporin, like little sewing scissors.
You see, like Mary
Yeah.
for a moment thinking, but then shaking her head.
They eat a child. Will I have to pay tuition?
Yeah, I guess I should put.
Should I let Uzi eat his finger and then put it on again and then it's fine again? But I think that would creep him out.
They're already
Maybe
mad about
just
the
a little.
turtle.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I don't
hand
want
you
it.
band-aids.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to have it get infected, and
And by no means are these fun at all. They are regular band-aid brand band-aids.
Uh,
well, yeah.
The generic beige band-aids.
Yeah. They're even no, they would have to be on brand band-aids.
Yeah.
My view on that would be like, well, they got popular because they're the best.
And for a moment,
Well,
when I see them, I'm tempted to have to ask Ursagor to go fetch like superhero band aids, but nah.
so we go on the path as close to the house as as possible, and then I I stop them like a tour group. I'm like, okay, so we're gonna have to go off the path, but that's okay because we're supposed to be mapping this place anyways, so we have permission. So I don't want anyone to worry about getting in trouble.
I'm not worried.
Yes. Here's the path. Oh man, I hope that you guys can see it.
We can.
Yeah,
We do.
yeah.
We see it.
That is visible.
Okay, good.
It's on the right
That's-
layer.
That's the
Wait,
path.
what do I see?
There's
Look
a
at your-
path through the woods to the lake, and
Okay, yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Just get some dirt.
Very fancy.
No, I need smaller dirt.
I can. I got
That's
you.
what I think when I play Minecraft, but doesn't work that way.
Oops. I need to
There
get
we
the right
go.
color. Perfect. Dirt
Okay.
at the beginning and dirt at the end.
Beautiful.
Yep. So that's the path to the lake, and then oops, sorry. And then over here is the house that Evie spotted.
Excellent. I mean, just put dirt in.
About how far is it from the lake to the house?
Um, it's not that far. It's maybe like a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk.
Okay.
Yes, go into the woods for all day.
What
Count
could go
trees or
wrong?
something. I don't. Yes, we make our way carefully into the woods towards the creepy house full of mystery and adventure. Definitely not just like a regular house that got overgrown and is completely boring. It would be a disappointment to all of us involved.
Yeah, so
What kind of
you
house?
go over to this house. Um, it is kind of collapsed. It like was an old farmhouse, and like the back half of it is collapsed. There's a padlock on the front door, but um, and the windows are boarded up.
Well, I mean, we have to map the inside, right?
Well, let's map the outside first, see if there's any way to get inside. I mean, maths, trees.
Okay.
There might be trees growing inside. If it's half collapsed. Should probably
That'd
count
be
those trees too.
Yes. So yeah, let's walk. I guess we walk around the perimeter looking for an alternate entrance.
Yeah, brains plus notice.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I have a 3. Do you have better?
I do.
You should. Mary, what's your brains plus notice?
5.
Wow. I didn't see anything.
Should we all
No.
roll it to look?
I mean,
Or
are
is
you
it
all looking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes
Not like
sense.
I have anything better to do right now, except maybe petting the cute turtle.
Well, I don't see it
That is-
either. I don't see it.
That is completely cute. Brain notice. Okay.
Also no.
None of us.
I'm distracted by the cute turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
It's
cute.
completely normal.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there are any other ways other than the front door with a padlock on it.
Well, I mean,
So, does the padlock look new or like rusty?
It looks rusty.
Does it look like a big mouth could chomp through it?
Yes.
I'm asking for a friend.
Is that friend named Evie?
Maybe, I don't know. Well, who's asking? Yeah. So I want to like go stand next to the door, but like, I'm gonna look at this lock, guys, and then like I hold it up and lean back a little bit. I want to have Evie chomp it.
Yeah, Evie chomps it.
5 to 10, so do that. 2 8s.
Ah.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna make you roll that because it's just
Oh,
a
okay.
normal lock and Evie is a monster.
It's a rusty lock and they're a monster. And so like, this is
Yeah.
delicious. Out of
Yeah, the
yeah.
lock is chomped.
Duly.
Yeah, and I think like I put it down and there's just like a punch mark through it, and it opens. I'm like, it wasn't a very good lock. The weather, right, guys? Anyway,
Sure.
we're all like, no, this is a normal turtle, and this lock was bad. We don't have monsters.
Everything's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, really, I was expecting that lock to fail any moment.
Yeah, so it's dark inside and kind of dusty. The floors are made of wood. That's about all you can see from without going inside.
Oh, I'll march right in with my phone flashlight.
Flashlight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Mary, what are you doing?
I'm just following right now.
Okay. There's a bunch of old computers in there.
Neat.
Oh,
Nerd's delight.
that might provide enough to make one big supercomputer out of it.
I don't know. They seem pretty old. Like this monitor's not even flat. Is this the whole computer? What? Do they have a separate server? Yeah, I'm kidding. I've seen
Yeah, I
that
mean,
ancient film Hackers.
This is a server room. This must be a server room. Look at how big it is.
None of the
Maybe
computers
she's
are
still
on.
bigger. Yeah.
yeah,
Did I see power, or did we see power coming in?
No.
Well, there might be a generator. Maybe we could turn the lights on. But I'm not allowed to play with gasoline anymore. So
anymore. Well, let's look around and see if we can find it. The generator, if there is one.
Hmm. I mean, you said one of the computers is on. I just
none of the computers are on.
no. Okay, okay. Then I misunderstood. Well, yeah, might as well.
Okay, where are you gonna search?
Basement.
Oh, I pull out a little like like a tiny mag light,
Mhm.
because it's the best brand, but also it's good for my small hands.
Yes,
That's why it's a popular.
there's an upstairs and then there are stairs leading down into a basement.
I totally want to check out the
Um,
basement.
So you go downstairs. There's a bunch of like spider webs, a lot of crickets. Um, and there is in the back corner a generator.
I have to ask,
Oh.
how creaky is the floor if a big monster were to walk on it?
It creaks ominously.
Okay. So I think instead of that, there's like the spider webs keep like fluttering strangely. Well, I can hold a flashlight. Do we see any do we see any spare cans?
Let's see. Are there any spare cans? Do you want to call odds or evens?
Evens.
Yeah, there's a spare can, but it's empty.
Balderdash.
But is it?
Is there a second spare can that looks really new and suspiciously like it just arrived?
There is, and there's a note in very neat handwriting on it that says, "I'm not your butler."
Oh,
See,
sorry, Ursagor.
it's
But
weird that note's so fresh and white when everything else here is old.
I wouldn't worry about
I'm gonna
it.
stare at you. I make a note.
Okay, so to get this generator running, I'm going to want a hands plus shop roll from somebody.
Not me.
I mean, if nobody is looking, I would just let try Uzi to get it to gobble it up and spit it out again. But they are all here, right? So I can't do that.
Yep, they're all here.
I mean, if you
I
want
think
to
that
tell
would
us
be
about your
noticeable.
monster.
Well, I'm just looking at this. I don't think I can do that.
So, somebody
Hands
gonna make
plus.
a hands plus shop?
At least Robin.
Oh, I'm really bad at it.
We're kids. It's okay.
Okay.
It's just gasoline in an abandoned house in the forest.
What could go wrong? Okay, I'll try.
Simon has one more in hands than you do,
Simon
Robin.
can't touch gasoline.
Okay.
I heard it.
Against the rules. Okay.
Okay, well, I'll try then. Nope.
Nope. Who knew?
Yeah. You just like you used a generator before, but this one is old. And you get the gasoline in, but you're not sure how to make it go.
Mm,
And I think
is
I'm a
there
good like 10 feet back, like just like holding the flashlight, just like, oh, is it?
well, the gasoline's poured. I mean, maybe there's a button somewhere that I'm not seeing. May just be old.
Sometimes with these old models, there's no safety button, but there could be a an auxiliary switch on the back. If you oh, I can. I mean, technically, it's not the fuel. It's I just walk up and like, so it's shop, right?
Yep.
Hand shop. Okay. Nope.
I'm looking for the on button.
Yeah.
Because there must be one, right?
Yeah, we're both looking for like the safety switches that all stuff now has, but this thing probably doesn't because it's old. From the
old.
90s or something. It's almost 30 years. Like, Mary, do you know anything about stuff like this?
it doesn't work because it's old and people back then were bad at building stuff?
Well, yeah. But if a caveman can do it, so can we.
Not sure if cavemen could turn on generators, but I'll let's keep hitting buttons and flipping switches.
Mary, give it a try.
Hmm. Do I have like matches with me?
Oh.
Um,
No, you just have to make fire like the caveman.
okay, first off, Robin, pick a number 1 to 10. If I roll that number, then you're gonna turn it on, and if not, then it's not gonna work.
Okay, 7.
Nope, got
Okay.
an 8.
Almost.
Is it
So,
like
I feel like I'm
Mary,
close.
you're just lighting some matches.
Yeah, I like. Maybe we just need to put it. Like I heard that some of that stuff didn't work with electricity, but with steam back then, and then you need fire, right?
as soon as I see that light match up, or the match light up, sorry, where's that? Like, no fire! And then it blows out. Like there's a little gust.
Hey, just made it on. Ah,
Look, we have flashlights. We don't need a generator. And
Although
fine.
it might have been cool to see what was on the computers. Still
sure.
would be. Well,
I think
Come back.
I'm talking to the church. I think I have a cable to transfer the electricity, right?
Um, sure. Wait, what are you trying? What does this cable do?
They want to
Uh,
make their ooze power a computer.
yeah, and I have like energy conversion as one goo power, so guess it just makes one possibility would that it's suddenly getting really
1
cold for some
gigagoo.
reason. Would get really cold. We didn't, and we wouldn't know why, or but or I just put it to the flashlight and now it's all the flashlight powering it, right? It's not anything else.
I mean, you could probably use that to power one of the computers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get out the cable that somewhere wherever it is right now, or where I find it. If I find it, maybe Uzi doesn't want to, but never know.
Wait, is this a cable that plugs into something that's already in the house, or are you using
I'm trying to use
Uzi
Uzi
as a power source?
as a power source. Yes.
So are you
Okay.
plugging it into Uzi? I thought you were gonna like hook Uzi up to the back of like just like put them on the back of a computer, but can you plug into him? Is that
Yeah, it's just plug Uzi into the computer, like where the energy source usually just goes in, and then
you put
and
your turtle inside the case for the computer and then you shut the pan?
oh, that would work too, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, so you do that, the Windows 95 logo comes up.
What
Like
is that?
what?
well.
2 minutes later, it
Yeah,
Well, that
I
sounds
mean,
like my
asks for a
computer now.
username and password.
oh, maybe they wrote it down somewhere. Old people have bad memories, so I mean that's what my dad used to do. Still does. I don't want to talk about it. Um, so I'm gonna look to see if there's a password.
Okay.
Wait, first. Wait, I need the name because I've seen hackers. So I try God password 1. What were the other ones?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Swordfish.
Swordfish.
um. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to notice a clue.
Yeah, brains plus notice for clues.
Need a
Remember,
clue.
you guys can use your relationships also if you can think
Oh
of a way
yeah.
to
Oh.
relate to what you're doing.
Oh, I have one. My aunt is a librarian at the school, and for the school computers, they always write the passwords on the bottoms of the keyboards, like the login admin and then the password. So, and then that'll go down temporarily until I spend some time on it. Is that what it is?
No, if you succeed, then it's fine. If you
Okay.
fail, then it goes down one until you spend some time with your aunt next.
Okay. So it would be 3, right?
Mhm.
That's a low chance, but I'm gonna try it. So I just roll 3d10.
It's brains plus notice plus
Oh.
however many dice you have in your relationship.
Okay, okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Score! I
2
did
by
it.
10. Yeah, they write the password on the underside of the laptop, on the underside of the laptop, the
Keyboard.
underside
Yeah.
of the keyboard. So the username is admin.
Of course.
The
Highly secure.
password is password 12345.
I'm like,
Wow.
that's what it is. There's a 5 on the end. I only went to 4. So smart.
Yeah, so it logs you in, and the desktop image is like an old picture of the school
Oh.
back from when it first opened.
Yeah.
And let's see. There's solitaire, there's pinball,
Minesweeper.
minesweeper.
Would Peggle be a game that's on there?
No,
I remember my aunt playing
Tangle's
that
not
a
on
lot.
there.
No. It's a work computer, obviously.
We should open was it
There's
Office?
Netscape.
Like, I don't know what any of these do. I know what solitaire is.
I was just looking for games.
Yeah, where's OpenOffice? Where's Firefox? Probably don't have Wolfenstein on it.
Hey, there's something called Minesweeper. Let's open that.
Yeah, so I opened that, and a little gray box pops up with a
Yeah.
bunch of other little gray boxes. I'm like, is this some sort of file sorting system?
Just click boxes.
I start clicking boxes. We were playing Minesweeper in an RPG.
Yeah, you died in the game.
I think you
But-
have to
okay.
find where the black things are and click on them.
Yeah, well, I'm not like. So we spent about 10 minutes playing Minesweeper, and then I get
Yeah,
frustrated.
and yeah, the whole time playing Minesweeper, I'm starting to get like frustrated. Just hit the start thing, and we'll look through what programs are on there.
Oh, fine. Okay. And like, imagine the mouse is like one of those giant ones with like an office wall on the side. I'm like, this is so.
No, it's one of the ones with the weird ball on the underside.
Oh, that you have to clean out. Ugh.
Yes.
It's not on the trackball.
No.
Trackball's amazing.
It's one of the ones that's just a giant ball, because I had one of those as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know those.
Whatever, it's bad and old. Yeah, so I open the start menu and I look at I guess the file system hasn't changed too much, so yeah, whatever folders seem interesting to us as kids, I'm like, I don't even know, like, I know this isn't tree related, but
Probably not tree related, but you know, it's a mystery.
but we're here.
Maybe.
Anyways, um, I'm like, sometimes people name folders that they want stuff hidden, something very boring. So I start like just opening everything. Windows start
Yeah.
popping up, like hackers hacking style. It's
Yeah,
just like
so
the
there's
movie.
a bunch of like Excel files with just like accounting information on them. Um, there's some old student records from the
Ooh.
90s.
I look for my
Uh,
aunt's name,
yeah, what's your
Deborah
aunt's name?
Wilkerson.
Deborah Wilkerson.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, you find her records. Um,
Yes.
what do you know about your aunt's time um
Um, she played
at
lacrosse.
okay.
Um, and I think she was on the newspaper because she became a librarian. Um, and she always talked about how, well, not always, but that when she was in school, volcano, like paper mache volcanoes were still the thing, but she used the bottom of a blender to make a hurricane simulator and got disqualified. But like she doesn't really talk about. She's like, that's why you don't mess with off-brand models, which is why I always buy on-brand band-aids and on-brand. uh, but also she's old, and I like her stories, but sometimes she just talks, and I also so she's
Yeah,
very
so you
interesting.
see so you see like her grades. Um, she did pretty well in her classes. She wasn't that great at math. Um, she has a terrible grade in one of her science classes for the year where she was disqualified from science fair.
So
Um,
unfair.
she's it's got like her lacrosse record, which is pretty good. It's got some of her old newspaper articles, um, most of which are decently written.
Yeah.
Then you find the main uh, like record thing that has like her information. So it has her name and it has her age and what year she was at the school. And there's a box next to her name that doesn't have a label, but it's checked.
What's that?
I don't know. I start opening other people's files to see if they have a checkbox to see if everyone has it. Like maybe it's an attendance thing.
Not everybody has it. Like about a fourth of the students have it.
Hmm.
Maybe it's like I don't know. I start writing down names of people that have had it,
Okay.
but I just you don't need to make a bunch of names.
Yeah.
I'll just say
That would be a
list.
bunch of names.
Yeah. Checkbox names from the 90s.
And do the records have like any notes?
Yeah. They have notes of like detentions, um, stuff like that. Um,
Allergies.
yep, allergies. Your aunt is allergic to penicillin, turns out.
Yeah.
Um, and there's some like for the people with check marks, they all have um, a separate note section labeled visits, and that's just a list of dates, and then a yes or a no.
Hmm.
Maybe they were seeing a therapist.
I don't know, but this makes me want to get into the the computers that are being used now. Maybe tonight.
Hey, hey, Mary, do you have any family that went here? We could look them up.
I don't think so. Maybe. Are there people with the name Smith?
I type
Yes.
in Smith.
Yes, there are people with
Okay.
the name Smith.
Well,
John
do
or
any of these
Jane?
look John or Jane? I typed that in.
There's John Smith, but he's the wrong age.
No, I don't know anyone from that.
Are there employee records too?
Not on this computer.
Okay. Staff, I guess.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, well, there's stuff. There's more stuff to find. I mean, we can play Minesweeper some more, but
I mean,
graphics
Well,
are kind of bad.
we could play some more
yeah.
Minesweeper, but maybe we should do it after the break.
Yeah,
Are you guys up for
that?
it? uh,
Nice
so
segue.
yes. So if everybody's okay with taking a break now, let's take one, and we'll be back shortly. Please stick around.